The VolQuest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Craven Wings.
Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price. Craven Wings 2-Minute Drill on this Monday. Here's a synopsis of the Josh Heupel and player availability. Georgia, they're good.
And they are good, and it's a heck of a challenge, and it's one that Tennessee is ready for. And Rodney Garner, speaking at the quarterback club today, acknowledged that a year ago this team might not have been ready for moments. There were times where the moment was too big. Doesn't feel like that's the case with this team. That's no guarantee to win, but not going to be overwhelmed by the moment, but they know what they're getting themselves into. This is a really talented Georgia team who's putting up a lot of numbers, who's really good on defense. They're playing at home. They're excited. Should be a heck of an atmosphere.
Darnell Wright, co-SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week, continues to play at an extremely high level. Hendon Hooker said that they kind of got into it during the game. They hugged it out, and he joked about it because Hendon held the ball, and then gave up that sack. And of course that went against Darnell, so Darnell wasn't happy about that. But this offensive line as a whole, and Glenn Ellerby's done a really nice job with them. I mean, to me, they're the key to the whole offense. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt and Hendon Hooker and all that, but they block it up where those guys can make plays.
Well, and they've given Tennessee offensive balance because of the growth in the run game. When you talk about not rushing for 100 yards at Pittsburgh, then you get into SEC play and you're averaging 4.9 yards a carry. It changes what Hendon Hooker can do. It gives him a ton of freedom. I would say this to Darnell Wright. The reason he held onto the ball that long, he's not worried about getting sacked, which is a compliment to you and you guys up front. Should have thrown it away, but he's got great comfort level in the pocket right now because of how those guys are playing. And then they're dictating so much to defenses because their ability to have balance and run the football. The question is, can they run the ball against a Georgia team that's given up about 82 yards a game on the ground?
Well, I will say this. One benefit to that offensive line going into this week, Nolan Smith looks like he will not be available for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs do get Jalen Carter back, which is a big deal for Georgia, but they'll lose Nolan Smith. So it's kind of a trade-off there among defensive linemen for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and again, Tennessee had the ability a year ago. They were in the red zone 5 times. They did some good things. They got jumped early, and Tennessee ran out of gas. This is a deeper team. This is a more experienced team and a team with more confidence. So I think both these teams go in supremely confident, thinking Tennessee thinks they can move the ball against anybody. Georgia thinks they're good enough on defense to stop everybody down. We'll see how that collision course matches up. And then on the flip side, we'll see what Tennessee does in the secondary. I think that's a big question mark this week. How do you defend those tight ends? But what's your personnel look like back there as you get some guys healthy and you maybe found some things against Kentucky that you didn't know you had?
Yeah, again, what kind of wrinkles do they throw defensively, offensively? Nico Slaughter, not the biggest guy in the world, but he loves contact. So do you think he can match up with Brock Bowers, even though there's going to be a size advantage there just because of mentality and how much he loves to kind of get physical?
Yeah, no doubt. Then you got Kamal Haddon back. Where do you play him? What do you do with him if he is indeed back? Christian Charles is getting close. You've got bodies, so how do the pieces fit? Because it's really the first time all year you sort of had everybody available and you feel more comfortable with a guy like Nico Slaughter. Wesley Walker's playing better. Do you rotate more guys back there? I think that's going to be an interesting part of this game on Saturdays. How much do they rotate and what fits where to match up with Georgia's offense?
And Cedric Tillman, while he was on a snap count against Kentucky, Josh Heupel says that will not be the case this week. He is full go against Georgia as Tennessee and Georgia battle it out for the top spot in the country. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. Craven Wings 2-Minute Drill. Don't forget, we're just 2 days away from Wing Ding Wednesday. All 3 locations, Seymour, Choteau, and Marable.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.